welcome to Dakar, Senegal, and I mean, it's gorgeous here. Look at this. And if you love backroad racing, if you love getting in the dirt, this is the event for you. Wild Woods, which is a little bit of a, misleading. It feels like an off-road track, but a little bit anti-gravity, whatever, But then you got Riverside Park, Moo Meadows, Yoshi Valley, pure back road racing. And I know that the kid is primed to win an event like this because that's what he grew up on. That's what he lives for. And I mean, let's start with the keys to the race for the first one. Wild Woods. I mean, it's pretty simple. Go right if you want to get speed. Go left if you want to get coins. And I would almost advise in the first lap, it might be safer to go left. Or if you're in front, if somebody's in front of you with some items, they might blow you up. Somebody might drop a bomb potentially. Take that left path. Get some coins. Play it safe. But if you want to be fast and you're front running, go right for sure. Air protection. There's going to be a big gap. Make sure that you're not getting hit by any reds. And there's going to be a front run battle because any track with a lack of shortcuts, there's going to be more potential for a big front run. And I mean, it's interesting with the big air now. It used to be the place where all the lightning was, you're afraid that it was happening. But now, because of the way that they've changed lightnings, I mean, you want to be in the air almost when the lightning goes off because you're going to keep going forward and flying on that glider. Whereas before, now it's like if you're on the ground, it's a big stop for you. But let's look at a man who attracts lightning because he's made of metal. I mean, King Midas, he's had a tough, couple years on the track. He used to be sort of the star. He was better than Marky Mark one season in MK1, and he's just really fallen off since coming to MKS, and it's sad to see, but, it's a lesson for the kid. I mean, I can't think of a racer outside of, Sexy Bacon and Donald Hogg and those kind of guys who had more raw potential and really had such an exciting first season in King Midas. And, it shows that you got to put in the work every time. And if you're dealing with, demons, sometimes they're not exactly going to push you forward on the track. They might, I don't know. But my experience has been if you're dealing with your demons, go get help for them. And, I'm not that it's good advice that if you're doing, a really good racer because you're so mentally effed up. And look at this, CBK. Maybe he's such a good racer because he's so mentally effed up. He's gone through a lot. But, I would probably say go to therapy regardless of how you're racing. But look at this, the kid, big smile on his face, doesn't seem like he needs to go to therapy anytime soon. And it's a third place battle, the front runners. I mean, Sexy Bacon's been running away with this one, but the kid is being confident. He's holding on to that mushroom. And it looks like, I would think that most people would use it there, panic. They would say, I got to get myself an item to protect myself. But he's just holding on to it, no fear. And he uses it perfectly. Some of that confidence, he had that shell in the background, but an amazing use of just holding that item and, saving it for the perfect time. Lots of racers would use it early. But look at this. Oh my. Terrible for Shell Carter. And let's look back. The Carter brothers had a tough time out there against Slam Carter. The mushroom is stolen, and look at this. Who is the culprit? Coombsy's the thief. And you know what? He's not racing well out there, but he's got the biggest cheer section in the world. All 32 of his cousins, they're out in the front row, and they've got their chest painted, and each a letter. They say end wokeism, and there's 32 of them, so about 19 of them are the exclamation marks. But anyway, looking at the race results, the kid first place, Sexy Bacon second, and Marky Mark, nice easy third. That's a sight that you're probably going to get used to seeing, and Lucky in fourth. When he brings it, he brings it. He came off a hot week last week. Shell Carter struggling. I think for Shell Carter, there's a lot of pressure. You got to at least make the podium. But a lot of pressure from everybody that this could be a year make or break. The kid is just up and coming. He's establishing himself. If you're not going to beat him this year, when are you going to beat him? So, this is a tough start. He had that bomb drop from Lucky last week, and then to start off in 11th place is not a good look. But let's look at the team standings, and Marky Mark and the kid holding strong together. Coombsy adding 1 point to that, so not bad. 1 point is a point. And then Sexy Bacon, Slam Carter, and CBK. Slam Carter not doing great, but CBK once again kind of being that X factor, helping that team go up. And Lucky Diesel and Big Engine, not bad to see that. No comment on Morton Construction, but let's move on to keys to the race for Riverside Park. It is mushroom power, and that's not to say that there's a lot of shortcuts. This isn't your Mario Circuit DS. This is something where the shortcut itself is just overpowered. You cut off a lot of ground, so mushroom power. Water and lightning do not mix. And this is, it takes a perfectly timed lightning. It's hard to say. If you have enough space between you and the waterfall, the lightning won't affect you. But if you're right about to go through it and that lightning hits, you're going to drop down into the water. You're going to get coins taken away. It's going to ruin your race potentially. And then, of course, the secret items. Those guys on stilts, some of them are carrying mushrooms. So if for whatever reason you want to throw a shell at them, well, you might have a mushroom waiting on the ground for you. Look at this. I mean, if you took a poll of most respected athletes of all time, I think Marky Mark might be up there. I know that he's the most respected racer to ever be on the track, and for him to be in MKS is just, it's huge for the sport. And that olive branch, there's a lot of animosity last year. Marky Mark, he really took down King Midas in a famous 1v1 battle. That was for America. We remember the promotions for it. He was draped in the American flag. Joe Biden was with him. So for him to do MKS and sort of put aside that, MKS versus MK1 beef and just, I guess, do it for the sport, it's exciting to see. And look at this, the kid back in 12th place, he throws that blue shape, blows up Devolver, and he's headed straight for Shell Carter, who could get a big taste of reality up in first place with that boombox. And this is looking good for him in the third lap. A second blue shell can come, chaos can come, but this is looking great. As we've said a million times, MKS is about survival more than anything else. Until you cross that line, first place is nothing. But look at this, the lightning, and there's a potential risk for that waterfall. Ooh, that was sweet. I mean, he just gets it off in time, and you kind of think that he did something to win the god's favor. Goes from all the way from 12th in the end of the second lap, and he's fighting now for second place. Shell Carter just holding on. Thankfully, the shock did not come at the worst time. And look at that, the kid in second place. Sexy Bacon in third. Look at this. Devolver all the way in 10th. Let's look back at Diesel, and this is kind of what a good item can do on a track like this. He's got that mushroom, and he's going to be pulling a bullet here. And I mean, about in 10th place, he's just flying in there hard, and I mean, a nice 6th place, and it's deserved. He's raced so well last week compared to where he finished. I'm watching those races, and there's just a bit of, a lack of luck on some of them. Just the worst things happening to him. And, he's a racer that I have a lot of respect for. He's a little bit different respect than Marky Mark, where you just, respect him as a human being. But he's a bruiser, and I kind of respect those kind of guys on the track. He goes out there and he's not willing to make contact with people. And he worked really hard this offseason. So I'm impressed by Diesel, and I'm hoping for big things. And as you see, he's had a couple good races to start things off after a really tough first week one. The kid starting off things well, a first and a second, and boy, that second was item assisted, but he just races well. You can get good items. I mean, if it was just about the items, Coombsy would be in first place. But the kid, it's a combination of being a good racer and being good at using those items. Looking at the team standings, we've got Marky Mark and the kid still holding strong. Nice, 49 points. A little bit of a rebound for MC Morgan Construction. They jump into third place. Lucky not having the best event. Diesel not having Big Engine not having the best event. Sexy Bacon, CBK, and Slam Carter all kind of holding pat. A third place, not bad for Sexy Bacon. Keeps them up there. We'll see if they can catch JD Corp Racing. But let's look at the next keys to the race. Moo Moo Meadows, it's a favorite track of mine. And boy, is it kid country. I mean, this is a track that you just expect the kid to dominate on. It is pure, it is simple, and it is dirty. I love this track so much. And then, of course, Groundhog Day. Watch out for those groundhogs, and I mean that in a positive way. Watch where they're going, bounce off the track, get some boosts. And hey, if you're really quick and you're able to get that first lap done very fast, you might be able to catch a groundhog boost over the grass. So that would be pretty sweet. And then triple threat. I don't know what that means. Now, let's go. I'm going to think about that one. I don't know who put that one in there. But let's look at this. It is, oh yes, the triple threat. You need 3 mushrooms and you get across all of that gorgeous shortcut territory. Boy, you know what? I remember we wrote those down last night when I was at Golden Corral with the team, and you know, you get a few. I didn't even drink that much. It was just don't feel right after Golden Corral. Kind of feels like a bit of a dream, not a good dream. Sort of one of those dreams where you think that, you know, you're like, what's happening with reality? This feels like it's kind of right, but then you notice, like, anyway, that's what Golden Corral does to a man. But look at this. You've got that triple threat and a quadruple threat. And that's what I'm talking about there. And that's sort of the magic of the kid. He knows how to use those items. It's exciting stuff to see. You know, a lot of racers would be blown through those mushrooms and they'd be just, you know, let me boost through the drift and things like that. But he knows to hold on to them. He knows to use them to get through and cut off that huge patch of shortcut. A bomb not really affecting anybody, but it looked like a good placement. It looked like it could have caused a bit of trouble, but Diesel's looking good. I mean, a little drive off the track, but I love to see that. And Shell Carter, he's following up, you know, first place with looking like, those reds are going to be, that bomb just misses. Shell Carter hit with the red. He drops into 3rd place. And look at this. He's blown up by Diesel and drops all the way to 6th. I mean, Hellmouth Racing is almost targeting him. You know, Lucky dropping that bomb on him in the last event. And then, of course, I mean, this event, another almost 3rd place, gone to 6th or 7th place. But, boy, I mean, that is why it's about survival. He was in 1st place, 2.9, you know, laps of that race. And look at how it finished. Incredible stuff. But, I mean, wow. And, that was tough to see for CBK. Hit by that green shell. Jeez Louise. But let's look at the next little bit. I think the standings will be coming up here. Another angle on that Diesel snipe. Well, the kid is in 1st place with a 1st, a 2nd, and a 3rd. Marky Mark holding 2nd and Sexy Bacon in 3rd. Shell Carter really just holding on to 4th place right now, but Diesel with that big move. I mean, he pushed that team. He's pushing close to 4th place, and he's also going to be pushing up Hellmouth Racing into being in a better position as well. Lucky's just struggling this event. King Might is also struggling. Koopa, you know, Comeback Koopa and Slam Carter, they're having a tough time as well, but, you know, I don't know. It's just, I want to see more from CBK and Slam Carter. Definitely Slam Carter. I mean, CBK's showing up a lot, and he's a huge improvement. But as we look at this, it's going to be tough, you know, with Marky Mark and the kid racing like they are. They're, you know, it looks like JD Corp's got this in the bag, but where the battle is going to be is really for that 3rd place spot. And Hellmouth Racing, Diesel made a huge move there with that 3rd place, and that could be crucial in getting 3rd place points for them. But Morton Construction just holding on. We just need more from King Midas. I mean, we need more from every single racer. Shell Carter's not racing the way that he should be, despite, you know, 2 good, you know, front-running races. But, I mean, he's not getting the results that he needs to. But let's look at the keys to the race. Bomb bridges. I mean, there's 2 bridges here. It's pretty simple to say, if you drop a bomb on them, there's no avoiding it. Front run hard, you know, be aggressive with your items, throw it back. I mean, you want to just cause chaos, and there's a lot of places where it's going to be close quarters and lots of chaos. And then, of course, the shortcut could decide it. You got to get over that shortcut at the end. And, I mean, if you got a mushroom and it's close, I think you might win it. But let's dive into the races. I mean, look at that, iconic. The Teddy Buggy, 1, 2, 3 starting their race. I mean, boy, that's something that you wouldn't expect to see, but that's a huge moment for Teddy Buggy. That's huge for their brand. They've got the biggest racing league in the world. And you got 3 Teddy Buggies lined up, 1st place and 2nd place and 3rd place. And Marky Mark is just looking good on it. King Mine is in the kind of middle of the pack, and I think it's looking okay for him. He can hopefully, and I think that was Lucky that threw those flames back. Gets blown up by Slam Carter, drops the bomb. And I think that might have hit the kid, but look at this, Marky Mark up in 1st place, Sexy Bacon in 2nd. I believe Shell Carter in 3rd. Look at Marky Mark is just, I mean, he's flying on that thing. As I said, I've never been before this year thinking about, let's ride the teddy buggy, unless you're doing it as a joke. It looks like something that you'd ride around in the mall. You're like, oh, I got to go to Banana Republic. Let's hop on the teddy buggy. But instead, it's turned into one of the fastest growing companies in the world. Its share price is, rivaling that of Tesla, and it's really blowing up on the track. And look at this. The kid has a bullet. He's in 6th place now, and the lightning comes. And this is 2 out of the 4 events where it's just like, is this guy, is he on the phone with God? Hello, could I get a shock right now? I'm a bullet. It's insane to see. And he's got mushrooms to spare. He gets into 1st place, and look at this. The kid in 1st place, he's got a mushroom. He's looking like he's ready to cause a little bit of chaos, holding that mushroom. Certainly he cannot go the entire lap just holding that, but it's good to, if a blue shell comes or something like that, it's always good to have that in your back pocket when you're in 1st place. Look at this. King Midas in 5th place. He's fought his way back after, a little bit of early flames and fire. He gets blown up. Oh, not looking good, but the kid still holding that mushroom. I mean, you've got to be calm. He hits a mushroom on the track. As I say, flying directly to the racing god saying, make everything go right. Marky Mark taking the red shells. The kid goes a full lap just holding the mushroom. He's got a corn. Oh my God. Look at this Lucky. He's trying to get out there. Oh, 6th place for Lucky. We'll see how things shake out. Dubs in 9th place. But let's look at this. I mean, ooh, I love seeing those lightnings hit stars. There's chaos in there. Look at the bridges. Man, the bridges. But boy, these are some sweet looking clips. Oh, the dodges. I mean, I can't wait to see what the top 5 looks like this week later. I mean, there's going to be a lot of fun stuff to watch. Oh, another replay. I don't know. Ooh, the bullet blowing people up. A couple bullets make way. Man, boy, those bridges. I love this level. It's just any level where you can front run, I love to watch. But let's look at the final, sort of recap of this week. 54 points for the kid, 44 for Marky Mark, and 42 for Sexy Bacon. Shell Carter just holding on to 4th place. And Diesel, really good week for him. I think he gets that sort of X factor, vote for me. I mean, he's ahead of the captain, Lucky. If Lucky had the week that he had last week and he had Diesel, now that's a winning team. That's somebody that could be, pushing for that team title. But I mean, we're going to get the team standings up in a second, but I think that with that Diesel performance, they're just going to squeak it out. And I think, it says a little bit more about Midas. He had a tough week. They lose by 2 points. And, right now, Morton Construction is just not in the same league as Burning DK Racing or JD Corp. JD Corp runs away with it this week, thanks to Marky Mark and the kid just dominating together. But I mean, Morton Construction has a lot to think about and a lot to do, because King Midas is just, the whole team is looking dysfunctional. Shell Carter's not making the podium as much as he should. King Midas is struggling. So 2/4 for Shell Carter, and then King Midas just being really non-existent. But these are the up-to-date, after 2 weeks standings, and the kid is in 1st place. He came in 1st in this event, 2nd in the last one. Sexy Bacon with a 3rd place this week, so the 1st and the 3rd, 25 points, so on and so forth. But yeah, I mean, Coombsy and Devolver are tied, which is a little surprising. And then you've got a guy like Big Engine who's, playing above his weight. We haven't shown him a lot on the TV, but I'm excited to see more of him. I mean, I didn't expect him to be getting, necessarily 7 points. Diesel, nice bounce back week. He got, I believe, 8 points or so this week, which is huge for him and his team. And yeah, I mean, just CBK and Slam Carter is sort of the unexpected back and forth that we didn't expect. They're both tied. They both came in 6th and 8th in their respective weeks. Flip-flop that however you like. But let's finish off by looking at the team totals. 27 and 27 and 19 and 19. We'll see this open up a little bit more over the season, but I'd expect that it's probably going to be 2 separate races. Who gets 1st and who gets 3rd? Because right now, the team that, the Morton Construction and Hellmouth Racing, they don't look like their 1st place teams. And Morton Construction, potentially, you know, King Midas turns it around. Shell Carter is getting first place in an event or something in a really dominating way. I think that they can win a couple events. But, you know, same with Hellmouth Racing. Lucky, you know, a good event. And Diesel, we've seen he can get some points up on the board. But really, I mean, it's hard to compete week in and week out with Burning DK and JD Corp Racing. So we're excited to see how it goes. And I mean, this is just the start of a very exciting season. So stay tuned and let's keep watching some MKS.